You're locked into TikTok Unwrapped with me and Elise. Y'all know what time it is? Time to eat with Eden. Cha-cha-cha.
Today I'm joined with Eden Harvz. She has 1.6 million followers on TikTok and she's best known for her Eat with Edens, spreading positivity and love, and an advocate for mental health. How are you?
Always. I'm very well. How are you, my darling?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Let's just throw it back right to the start of your TikTok journey. When did you join?
Let's do it. So I joined TikTok in November 2019. Wow. So that's when it was like...
So you are like a proper day one.
I am, babe. I joined it with my best friend. My username was Eden and Soph, because my best friend's called Soph, and we joined it as a joint account, and we were going to do like funny videos together. And she got embarrassed of me, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to change this username to Eden Harvz.
It's me now.
I didn't think anything of it. Yeah, literally.
How did your content then change from your kind of joint content to individual? What was the content you then started posting alone?
Do you know what? I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but I'm absolutely amazing at lip syncing.
Yes!
So I started doing. Yeah.
I hope you're going to say that.
I love acting, and I do acting in, obviously not with COVID, but in South London. My mum runs this like acting group, so I'm part of that, and we do like theatre shows and everything. So I love to act. So I found out on TikTok that you can do like acting videos, and I was like, what? So I did them. People like them a bit. But not like, they never blew up. I never had a video really blow up.
Yeah.
And then I started to like go live. I didn't understand what that meant. I went live and it was like, this person followed the host. I was like, how can you guys be following me if you already followed me? And they're like,
technology.
No, and then suddenly people loved my personality and like my voice. And so then I started doing day in the life videos in the lockdown. And my friend Stuggy Bear, he did them before me, and then he stopped doing them when he went back to work. I said to him, like, I'm gonna start doing them. He's like, go for it. So I started doing them, and people loved them. And then I started doing like scenario videos, which I still do now, and people just love them. I don't know why. My mum says to me, like, Edie, what goes through your mind? Like, what? I just lie there and I think of like a funny scenario. Like, I'm thinking like, soon I want to do a teacher one, and I'm going to order a whistle off Amazon and stand outside and do one. And I'm
like the playground scene.
yeah, like on break duty, I'm going to be holding a coffee with my whistle, and like my mind is just on a constant thing all the time. So I got a few followers from like lip syncs and down the life, and then in November. I said to mum, like, I saw my friend Alyssa, who lives in the USA, she did like an eat with me. It wasn't like talking to the camera, she was just eating. And I said, I love that. Like, I don't really see many, I hadn't seen any British creators do it. So I said to Liz that, like, I'm going to do that. So I did one video, eat with me, and it was like, I was eating Marmite toast and my hair looked terrible. And
did it blow up?
Yeah, in like 20 minutes, it was on 100,000 views. I was like, what? Like, that was crazy. That had never happened to me before, ever. So it was amazing, and like to be able to help people and like get those views and get all these followers and like build a community just blew my mind. So yeah, it just went from like acting, day in the life, then I wanted to get more into mental health, because I always say this, TikTok can get taken away in a second, and you don't want 100%. People to remember you. I don't want them to be like, oh yeah, you're that girl that's a really good lip syncer. I want them to be like, you helped me eat again. Yeah, you did this with me. And this is what I said to Freya yesterday, my sister, is that we love, like, we say actresses and actors are famous, right? But we only know the character they play. They don't really like let on who they are as a person. That's why it's so different being an influencer, because they know me for me. And like, so when they stop me in the street, if they stop me in the street, they know what I'm going to be like. They haven't seen me acting a character. So that's why it's like almost like a closer bond.
Yeah, I love that. Do you know what I love as well? Because a lot of people I've spoken to have kind of spoken about people's niches and how versatile TikTok is, and you can literally do anything you want to do. But I love that your niche is Eat with Eden, and it's a positive impact niche. What was, like, obviously the first one, it absolutely blew up. What was kind of the thought process of, do you know what, I'm going to make this a regular thing? Did you get like loads of positive feedback?
So much. Like, people like, I really needed this tonight. You don't know how much I needed this. I got DMs like, oh, I really struggled to eat and I've seen this. I had people who actually had anorexia message me and say like, Eden, you don't understand what you're doing. And I personally have never experienced any kind of eating disorder. I've had a friend who has. But obviously to a lot of people it may seem irrational. We were like, oh, we love food, like, but to people it's a huge thing, and the feedback was just unbelievable. I thought, like, it's a lot of pressure, but I thought, like, I can't just stop doing this, like when the views die down, you know, like some of them barely scrape like 14k, but I don't care, because the people who need to see them are seeing them, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, it's having an impact. Oh, that is just so lovely. That actually just made me tear up a little bit. That is just so heartwarming. That is so heartwarming. I absolutely love that. How often do you do your Eat with Edens?
Every single night between 6 and 8. We have dinner together every night. But sometimes in the day, like I'll do ones randomly. Like if I order myself like something nice, like I'll be like, oh, I want to show them like what I'm eating. So I'll do like lunch sometimes. Sometimes I'll do breakfast.
Yeah,
but mainly they know after 6:30 will be when it's dinner time.
Oh, that is
that's
sweet.
so important. Obviously, in a lockdown as well, none of us have any like security. None of us know what's going on. So for them to have that security to know 6:30 I can eat with Eden, like that's really important for a lot of people, because people hate change and they just love routine.
It's everything's just so unsure right now, isn't it? There's no routine, is there, to majority of people's lives right now? Everything's changing so quickly. So I just think that is perfect. And as well, we could talk about your transitions. Is that a recent thing that's blown up? Because I've only seen it recently.
You know what? I actually forgot to say this. In the summer when I was doing like acting and everything, I loved transitions. I was fucking hanging myself from the ceiling on hoodies. I was hiding under in my wardrobe. I was doing amazing transitions, and I was thinking if I had the following I had now and I did those videos, they would blow up.
They would.
But literally, I do like, I'd spend like 3 hours on a transition video and it'd be like 3,000 views. Yeah. I'm just like, wait, no, this is amazing. Like this is like, and I
think people just love the behind the scenes as well. Like they love seeing how you do it. And is this something, because I saw UK Gossip reposted your video as well yesterday.
Who's that?
UK Gossip TV. It's a meme page. They're big.
What?
Yeah, did you not see it? I thought you would have seen it. Otherwise I would have sent it to you. Link Up TV said, this is amazing.
That's what I mean, like so many people say that it's amazing. I'm like, are you kidding? But yeah, I get so scared going on those pages because there's people of all ages, and like it is horrible to any proper adults listening, but they're like, oh, did children have nothing better to do with their time? And
you get all the Karens around the comments, aren't they? They're all under there.
When I went on the news and I was saying like about Eat With Me, they obviously posted it on their pages, Sky News and BBC South East, and they were like, oh, this girl's doing this amazing thing. There are people like, oh, she's just doing it for the views, the stupid bitch. They're like, why has she got draft excluders on her eyes? And and I have massive lashes on. They were like, she can barely talk through that lip filler. And I was thinking, I don't have lip filler, but thank you.
Oh, like triggered.
But lip is beautiful. Like my best friend, and this isn't like telling anyone that's listening to go and get filler, but my best friend has lip filler, and I just look at her lips and I think, wow, like they're never crusty, they're always like glossy and
juicy. Like, I actually posted a story time recently on my TikTok because I had a problem with my lips, and my lip at the top is split in half. No, don't. I'm actually getting them dissolved in a few weeks, thank God. But I just had such a bad experience with lip filler. But yeah, I don't promote it, but it does make your lips look lovely sometimes.
But like even now, I want to kiss you. Like they got lovely.
Yeah, to be fair, they do always say they always stay so like juicy.
And like I love when they smile and like they've got that like their teeth. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like how you're smiling now.
And it's straight. I'm soon gonna have little thin lips again, but it's okay, I'm gonna embrace it. Anyway, going back to your niche, obviously your Eat with Edens landed you on BBC News, Sky News. You were on the news nationally. Like, how was that?
My sister said, right, when she had an epidural, the adrenaline after it makes your teeth chatter. And so basically I was meant to go on Sky News, and I was on the Zoom call ready to go. And how it works, have you ever been on like anything like that? It's like,
I've been on like, I work in radio, but obviously I've never been on like news like where it can like last minute just get taken out because of breaking news. But yeah,
let's get into it. So they were like, we want you to be in your kitchen and everything. So my mum the night before, she was like, so I was on the Zoom ready to go, and it was like, right, cutting to break, and then a producer comes onto the Zoom. Like, you don't see him, you can just see what I can see of you now is what you see like of the news. It's just the news, but a voice comes out of somewhere, and they're like, Eden, can you hear me clearly? And I'm like, yeah, where are you? I'm like, yeah. They're like, if you just position your camera down, thank you, move a bit to the left. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, right, give yourself a 30-second countdown, you're going to be live on air. And then it's like 3, 2, and then you heard the producer lady say, well, what are we doing then? And then it went to Shamima Begum, breaking news. And I was like, oh. And then the producer was like, Eden, just bear with us, this shouldn't go past the hour. and then it was like, Eden, this is going to go past the hour, so we're going to have to get you on tomorrow. And it was so annoying because I wanted to go on there to promote my charity live.
Oh, I saw you were doing that at the same time.
Yeah, and it was so annoying. But then luckily, like the next day they got me on, and it was just terrifying. She asked me this question. She goes to me, so what do you think people are lacking? That's it.
Oh, yeah. No, but you had such a good response because you said about the loneliness and things like that.
What do I say? Like, and I was like, in the lockdown, and there's a bit of a lag, and she's like,
yeah, there was a pause.
I was like,
what was like your reaction when they got in contact with you to start with and say like, we want you to come on?
Right, so I set goals for myself on TikTok. So my goals have been like, reach 1 million, I did that. Reach 1 million likes on a video, I did that. My next thing is verification, and I know with verification you have to be in publicity, like, the media and have articles. Yeah, so I personally, I had my management, I said like, oh, could you guys help me out? And then she was like, yeah, but you're welcome to do it yourself as well. I was like, oh, wicked, don't need you, like let me do this. So I got in touch with all of the media that I've been on. So I messaged people, and I just said, because it's not that I want to go on there just for the blue tick, do you know what I mean? I want to go on to spread the word,
awareness.
So yeah, so I got in contact with all of them, and literally Sky News and Josie from BBC, she got back to me. She was like, I have actually DM'd you before on Instagram, and I was like, babe, that's a minefield in there. Like my DMs is just crazy. Yeah, and they got in contact with me, but the Sky News one blew my mind. Like, she was like, we'd like to bring you on the breakfast show live on Friday morning. I was like, kidding? Sky News, like,
I watched that. Yeah.
Mail. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But then I also had Kent Live and the Courier, and it's almost like an adrenaline thing, like that you never want to stop. You never want it to stop. So like when I do a theatre show, like it's only on the Friday and Saturday evening, and then it's just done. But I could do it every day. So like I would love to wake up and be like, on this news, speak about this and all of that. But yeah, so when that was all over, I was just like, oh, this lady's tried to get in contact with me to do like this, like more, it's kind of like a loose women's show but on a Zoom. And there's like celebrity hosts, but the thing is that like, and this sounds really bad, but I don't like to give too much of myself to people. Like, I like people to have that mystery about me, and if I'm on their TV all the time, they'll just get bored of me, and I like to drop a little and then just go. I don't like to be constantly like on. I would love to present like maybe like once a week, but I would never want to
weekly, daily. Yeah. Maybe
I'd prefer to be a guest than the actual host. I think.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult with kind of being open on TikTok and letting people in?
Yeah, so difficult, because like our lives change constantly. So like I'm speaking, like 3 weeks ago I was speaking to my ex. Now we don't talk. I've blocked him on everything. But you have to explain every single thing to everyone. They're like, oh, why aren't you talking? What's going on with him? What, like, and then I just sit back and I'm like, why should I tell? And then I think, no, they know everything. Like, I've put myself out there. I've been open. I have to
update them. Know.
Yeah. But obviously there are things I keep to myself. But being open on a platform, like they get to know you better. But it's also detrimental because sometimes they use it against you. Like sometimes, like I make a massive thing now to not speak about money because I've spoken about money before. And they just use it back on you. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm skint this week. That's how social media works. Some months you'll be fucking balling. Some months you have nothing. That's just period how it is.
Yeah.
And I've been like, oh, I'm skint this week. I really fancy like a Domino's or something. And they'd be like, how can you say you're skint when you said last time? And I'm like, oh, shut up.
They cling on to everything, don't they?
It's creepy. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I say this to all my from TikTok. I say like when I got into this, I had no idea like this is like a battlefield. Like
they get
people
attached.
Are out to get, it's scary, but I love it. I love my followers so much. They mean everything to me. But it's scary when like there's people that follow you that don't support you, and you're just like, you never know who's watching,
and you never know who has your best interests at heart as well. Speaking a little bit on like the negativity side of TikTok, I know before you spoke about hate on the BBC, you said about getting hate. How do you deal when you get hate? Or at the start, how did you deal firstly with like the hate comments?
Oh my God. When I first started, so luckily till like November, when I started Eat With Me, I didn't get any hate. The only hate I get is like your mouth's big, but that's like, okay, I've lived with that my whole life. I don't care.
Comes in handy.
But when I started Eat With Me, getting into mental health, people come for you. People are offended by everything. If you don't word that properly, or if you dumb down someone else's mental health, like, and it's just like, ooh, like so scary. I found myself constantly like replying to comments like, no, I didn't mean that, and I didn't mean that, and I'm so sorry. And then I just thought, like, especially these past 3 weeks, I've been amazing, because one of my friends sent me a voice note, and she knows how much I struggle with intrusive thoughts. She said, Eden, there's this one website that was up about me, and she sent me a voice note. She goes, if you go on that website, or if you ask anyone to send you screenshots from that website, your entire account will be deleted. I'm telling you that now. And I have, and from there,
that's good. Thought, I like that.
So good. And I forwarded it to my friends who I know read negativity about them. But this is what I say to everyone: Justin Timberlake gets hate. Who the fuck hates Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone gets hate. I love Billie Eilish so much. She gets hate. So many, every single person you can think of in the limelight that we love gets hate. But that's because we don't have that streak in us to think badly of people. But so many people do, and you've just got to. It's hard, but just feel sorry for them and just be like, whatever. But I don't get that heart sink that I used to get. Like, people always, because I got a deep voice, people always comment, they're like, oh, are you trans? Actually, so what if I was? Do you know what I mean?
What's
I'm not,
the problem?
But so what if I was?
Yeah.
But I used to get like heart drop, and I'd be like, no, I am a female. And I think, no, like, think what you want. Think what you want of me.
Always defend yourself and explain yourself. Yeah.
Always.
You'd be there for hours.
I'm trying to tell my friends not to do it anymore, because I see them constantly like replying to hate. And I think if you do that, then pages are going to be made about you because you're showing them attention.
Yeah, 100%.
But just show it no attention. It just does not faze me anymore. Like, people could say anything and it just does not faze me, because I know my following's loyal and they know the truth. So,
and you know yourself as well.
Yeah, that's all that matters. As long as, like, you're not responsible for anyone's opinion. Yeah. Everyone's got different opinions of you. There's people in this world that absolutely hate me. There's people in this world that love me, but good or bad, it's like, it's irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as I'm happy with who I am, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, 100%. And also, I noticed on Instagram you hit 100k, which is big.
What is that about? I've never ever plugged my Instagram, and now
I was going to ask you, have you plugged it? Do you ever plug it?
Never, ever.
Wow.
And I see all my friends doing it. They're like, follow my Instagram, and I said to them, like, why do you do that? Like, not in a horrible way. I just said, like, why do you put on all your videos like follow my Instagram? And they're like, oh, because you get like scouted a bit more. I've never ever. Maybe I've done it like on a live. I've been like, I'll follow my Instagram, and my Instagram's linked to my TikTok.
Yeah.
But I've never like I don't like post on my videos. Please follow my Instagram. But it's amazing. 100,000. Like, it's on 103,000 now.
Yeah,
I think.
That is literally crazy. You mentioned that you were on the TikTok Creator Fund. Are you a strong advocate for the TikTok Creator Fund? Because we have a lot of people that are against it.
Get me on stage with a microphone to bless up the Creator Fund. Honestly, guys, I'm a huge thing about manifestation. And if you join that Creator Fund thinking my views are going to be shit, you're speaking those words into the universe. That is going to happen. Whatever you speak out into the universe is what happens. Like, I joined the Creator Fund the second it came out in September. I've grown 1 million followers since then. The money I get every month is extortionate. It's crazy. It's amazing.
We love it.
Yeah, like TikTok aren't going to put something out to dumb you down. That's not what they're about, you know. But like, if you're manifesting that and you're thinking like, yeah, oh, I shouldn't join this. Like, I've made so many of my friends join it now, like, because they said like, oh, I'm struggling to find like brand deals. Like, I said, are you on the Creator Fund? They're like, no. I'm like, well, get on the Creator Fund. It's literally like a full-time job wage every month, because we are working, you know. And it's amazing that they've done. Of course, I'm for the Creator Fund.
When you first joined it was it November or September? September. Was your views at that point really good? Because obviously it's based on your views.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at all. It was really bad. I joined and my views would be like how they used to be. Like, they'd go up to 10k within the day. Like, I'd rarely have a video go like 100k. But then after I started Eat With Me, that's when it just took off. And I don't even remember that I'm on the Creator Fund. And then I click on it and I'm like, bloody hell!
Shut your balance.
Withdraw, ping, 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 ching. Like,
what about on your lives? Do you get people gifting you
like mad?
And the unpredictability as well, like, of your income. How do you feel about the algorithm? Because obviously I suppose you have 1.6 million followers. So do you look at your analytics, like the For You and the following? What is your videos getting pushed out to the For You quite a lot?
I was literally stuck on 1.096123 followers for so long. It showed up as 1.1 on my page, but it was literally like that for a month. A video that would usually get to like 500,000 was barely scraping 5,000 views for me. And I was like, this is not right. That's crazy. I spoke to my sister, spoke to the universe, and everything I say in the morning, the first thing I say in the morning is to the universe, show me how it gets better. And it has never let me down.
I've seen your videos about this. I've actually done it a few times.
Never
your videos.
do it. And it's even the tiniest thing, like if someone like makes you belly laugh that day, like that's a brilliant part of your day, you know. But I started doing that, and I thought, like, if I'm doing this just thinking about TikTok, that's very like shallow. It's the energy you let off. But I woke up one morning, I was like, wait, and I was trying to work out like what was it, and I was like, have I just gained 10,000 followers overnight? And I was like, no. And now it's every night. Like, it's crazy. I've gained like 300, like 100,000 a day the past 3 days. But that's because I've had a video hit like 15 million. That's why. I was brought up in the countryside, and all I had to speak to was my sisters. And now it's like, what? Like phones, and there's people, and everyone wants to talk to me, and I just find it so mad. Like, but there is a lot of pressure. I've taken the pressure off myself a little bit, because when I started Eat With Me, I was like, okay, Eden, now your page is going to be all about mental health. But I thought, no, they love me for me. Like, yeah, I'm going to do an Eat With Me, but I'm going to do stuff that I enjoy as well, because they enjoy watching it. Yeah. And I absolutely love doing transitions and acting and stuff. And now it's getting like recognition. But when you step back and you think 1.6 million people clicked follow just to see me, like, and it just like, you can't even comprehend it. And I think because we can't comprehend it, we just see it as like, okay, let's keep going. Like, we're obviously doing well, but like we need to take that step back to actually realize and appreciate. And that's why I go live on Instagram and add in as many people as I can. I go live on TikTok and talk to them rather than just like
interact with them.
Yeah, like it's so important, because like there's just people who go live and they're like, you're right, if you send me legendary, I'll give you my phone number. And one thing I will say to anyone listening and like upcoming, before you've made a name for yourself, when you go live, don't ask people to ask you questions, because no one's going to ask someone they don't know something.
They're not interested yet. Yeah. What advice would you give to new creators?
So don't ever get into it thinking I'm going to be like famous on TikTok, because it's a good way to like manifest, but it's very bad to when your views aren't going to start showing like you expected straight away. You might if you're very lucky, but you're not going to come on straight away and start gaining like everybody else. You have to do the grind, and you have to have your heart in the right place. I started it because I'm passionate about acting, and I thought it was cool to watch back my videos, and I loved what I was creating.
And also your management, talking of management, how did that come about?
So I was on a walk in a muddy field with my sister and my niece and nephew. He was having a breakdown, and I thought, oh fuck him, like let me go on my email. No, I didn't think I went on my on my Instagram DMs, and it was like, oh, bite-sized talent, we want to work with you. I thought, no, like I've had so many messages like that. I went
like
on
a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it was like 547 followers. I was like, no. And then I saw it was followed by Lily Rose, Katie Franklin, like all of these people. I was like, what? So I messaged Lily, because Lily's my friend, and I messaged her and I was like, what is this? Is this real? She was like, yeah, that's my management. I was like, what? And then like I got on a Zoom call with them, and they were just like speaking to me, just like promising me the world. And I was like, yes, sign me up.
Oh, brilliant.
So, yeah, I got scared getting management, because I thought, like, are they going to control my content? Are they going to tell me what to post? They couldn't give a fuck.
Really?
They're just there to aid you and find you stuff. Like, they're like, oh, Subway want to work with you. Here's the brief. It needs to be out by this time. You'll get $4,000 for that. It's like
standard.
All right, like, and they're like, what do you want ordered from Subway? And then it just turns up at the front door, and you're like, brilliant. Oh.
So when we see you eating Subway, is that not paid for?
No. I've had so many options to like work with companies, and it's like, promote this app for like making friends. Like, that's just not me, and I will never do that. But it was incredible money. It was like £5,000 to post this on 3 stories, Instagram, TikTok. But I just thought, no, because they know me, and they know I don't go on apps like that. So I'm not going to do that. So I only ever do stuff authentic to me, hence the Subway.
What's the best company or best brand that you've worked with so far?
A Pretty Little Thing. I love working with Pretty Little.
Oh yeah,
it's on a gifted thing at the moment, so like you don't get paid for it, but like she said, like, as I go on, I will get, but I don't care. And
Pretty Little Thing.
So sweet. My management is so sweet. They're like, Eden, you need to get money for this. Like, we're gonna try. And I'm like, guys, Pretty Little Thing. Like, no, like just let them send me whatever.
Yeah.
Don't ask for any money. Don't. But they're so sweet. They're like, you've got so much potential, and like, because we all have like fixed rates for our videos if we're gonna work with companies. And she was just like, and I was like, no, just please let it be gifted. And I'm so lucky because the girl that gifts me, she's so lovely. So lovely. So we're like a proper team, and like
we're both
was like,
repping PLT right now. I'm wearing head to toe PLT.
I'm
just a plain top, but we're still there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I never used to go on that website. I'd always be on Misguided and like fucking 50 quid for a hoodie. I'm like, are you joking?
Give over.
And now it's just like, if you do this video for us, we'll send you like, and she's literally like, I sent Sissy, her name's Sissy Jones. I sent her loads of like pictures of like what I wanted, not all of it. I was like, this is like my kind of style, this is what I want. And she sent all of it. I was like, Sissy, Jesus Christ, this bag like this turns up at the front door. It was amazing. That is like a pinch me moment, because like it sounds stupid, like Pretty Little Thing is like a big brand to me.
They are them. Well, they're international, they're massive.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of plans that you have for after lockdown? Because obviously you have gone like to the top through a pandemic, and
it's been the best thing to ever happen to me.
Yeah. So
literally,
when life was no, you carry on, sorry.
Lockdown was the worst thing to happen to me, because obviously life stopped, granddad died, like all this shit, and but it was also the best thing to happen to me because I haven't actually, I've left the house and done things, but not without a mask, not without social distancing, not without all of this. The first place I went, and this was in July before I'd even started Eat With Me, I went to Thorpe Park. What the hell? Like I don't think I know what I've got myself in for. Like there was crowds, there was like security saying to me like, why are they stopping you? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I love it. And I was like, to the front of the wall.
Get me on the stage.
Yeah, no, but I went into that little like hut thing to get fast track passes, and everyone was waiting outside. They were like, Eden! I love it. I absolutely love it. I just want to hug them all and just like, I love them so much. And that was before Eat With Me. So now I went to Asda the other day with Freya, and the security had to tell that I obviously just like on my Instagram story, I was like, going to Asda like with Freya. I need to stop doing that.
Did people come?
It's not safe. There's like 14-year-old girls waiting outside, and I just, do you know what? I crave that screen. I love it. It's like walking out onto like
a red carpet.
I love it. It's like, like, I love it so much. And I'm just like, no, but and the security were like, what's going on? Like, do you want us to ask them to leave? I was like, no. Leave them there. They're not doing
Let them in.
Like, it's COVID, but with COVID, obviously, I don't want people all coming together. I am going on to Talkfest to do like panel. So can you imagine me like walking out onto stage like, y'all know what time it is? Like,
time to eat with Eden.
Like I just can't wait for that. It's actually the older people that get more excited. Like the young people, I think they know me and they're like, Eden, like, hi, nice to meet you. But the older people, they're like, oh, I watch you.
They're so shocked.
They're like, I watch you. Oh my goodness, wait, let me get my phone, show my daughter. Like, it's just like, it's so cool.
How do you stay motivated and inspired right now? Because obviously we're in lockdown, but you're posting new content a lot of the time. Where are you finding these ideas and staying motivated to post? In the very dark, mysterious place that is Eden Alicia Harvey's brain. It's on overdrive constantly, and especially with my Red Bull, like my brain is just like, I could like, probably when this ends, I'm gonna look out my window for a minute and I'm gonna be like, that's a brilliant skit, and I'll go and do it, because my brain, I don't know if it's like normal people's brains, but it's just on overdrive constantly, like ideas, like my notes is filled with scrolls and scrolls and scrolls, because like when you do, so if I was just to stick to acting, then that would only go out to the acting people. If I just stick to Eat With Me, it would go out to mental health advocates. But if you fucking mix it up, do a bit of everything,
day in the life, comedy video, skit, it's going to go out to so many For You pages.
Yeah.
That's how you build your community. Like, stick to your niche. People know me for Eat With Me and mental health and everything. That's wicked. But verge off it sometimes. And then more people will come to you, and then they'll see, oh, she actually does stuff for positivity. Oh, I struggle a bit. I'll follow her. So that's like, I just stay motivated because it's just so exciting. Like being on something where you're constantly growing, like, don't get me wrong, there are times where like, maybe like when my following stopped last month, that then I was a bit like, oh, fuck it, there's no point me posting until this is sorted out. And in the midst of the grief as well, you pushed through it and you came out on top as well, which is just so amazing. It's him that's done it. Like without losing my granddad, I wouldn't have been this. I know it. He's done it all for me. He was such a strong believer in me. Like, he would watch me act and he'd be like, you're going to be a star. Like, have you seen my granddaughter? Did you watch her on the stage? You're going to be a star. and that's all I think now. Like, it doesn't, like, if I'm on my own I can get emotional, but speaking about it now, like, I just have so much passion for him. I feel like, I was about to say he's in me, that's really weird, but like, I feel like he's like, his spirit is with me, and he's so passionate, and he loved to speak to new people all the time. And I never used to be like this. Like, I was like this, but like lower,
not to
but
this
now,
level.
like, I'm just expressionist. I don't fucking know. I just love people.
His spirit has resonated with you. That is so lovely. I resonate a lot with that, because last year I lost my dad and my stepdad literally within a few weeks, which was crazy. So
I'm so sorry.
I know, it was just the craziest time ever, but I do resonate when you talk about grief and things like that. And I just find it motivational when I watch your videos sometimes when you talk about your grief, because you know, when you, at the start, when it feels like the worst thing in the absolute world, and I don't know about your granddad's death, but the deaths that I had, they were unexpected and out of nowhere, so it was like such a shock. But
do you mind me asking how?
No, not at all. So my stepdad, he had cancer, which it wasn't at that time, it wasn't like life-threatening. However, we just randomly found out one day it spread everywhere, and he died like 5 days later. So that was the start of April in the first lockdown. And then my dad, 7 weeks later, just died of a heart attack. So honestly, the fucking...
How have you coped with that?
I mean, my dad, it was just so difficult because I didn't live with my dad. He lived like 2 hours away, and he was an alcoholic, but the nicest alcoholic you will ever meet, like the best person ever, like not an aggressive alcoholic. He was just the best person ever, but I didn't see him that often because I made the decision not to see him too often, which now I regret. But we're just going to try not to have too many regrets in life. But yeah, I mean, my dad's one was just the hardest, because obviously I hadn't spoken to him in like a year, and that happened, so it just so hard. But I carried on working. I have like my family around me, and obviously we don't all share the dad that died, my dad. It was just me and my brother Nick. So obviously they weren't grieving. They helped me through my grief. But yeah, time is the best healer. I never thought... It just
terrifies me. I just thinking about that is like my worst fear ever.
I know, I've heard you say that before as well, like, and now me, I feel like as well, I just go for everything I want now. Like, I literally just go for everything I want. Like, it's so random, but before my dad died I wanted a Mercedes, but I was just like, oh, is that irresponsible? We're in a like pandemic. I just went and bought a bloody new Mercedes. I was like, I'm fucking doing it.
Good.
Because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Because people like put off stuff. Like, my sister was saying to me, even the other day, she was saying like, oh, I want to save my foundation like for a special occasion. No, wear it today and look gorgeous today.
Yeah,
like, what are you waiting for? Like, you can't wait for stuff all the time. You need to like grasp the day. But I can't
100%.
imagine that. I'm so sorry, that's terrible.
That's all right. I feel like just with time is the best healer, isn't it? And I've grown so much, like, honestly, as a person. I don't think I would have either if I wasn't grieving, and I'm just grateful to have gone through experiences whilst grieving, because I've seen different sides to people, and just my life has changed for the better now, which is
it's good. Weird, isn't it? Because like some days you'll wake up and like you'll be like, I'm not getting up, and then sometimes you'll wake up and be fine. And then like some days you'll wake up and be like, no, and then it's just...
I think the worst bit about the grief is like the unpredictability when it hits you, because at the start it's all the time, and then it kind of comes less often, and then it will just hit you randomly. Like the other day I saw someone that looks like my dad, and it really hurt, and I was just in tears. But it's just
it's like when you hear their voice as well. If you hear their voice on a video, it's like, oh, like it's a bit haunting, isn't it?
Yeah, I have my dad's answer phone, and I stupidly play it too often, which
that's so special. You have that.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't ever disappear. I'm just paying for the phone so I can hear the answer phone.
Oh, that's so nice.
Anyway, let's end on a happy note. Lastly, do you see TikTok as a long-term sustainable career?
I hope so. Everyone says to me, what are you going to do when TikTok gets taken away? I said, what do you mean when?
Because obviously you said like at any point, like it could just get taken away.
Yeah.
Does that worry
still
you?
Like you've got Instagram, and now you're known already. Like brands will get in touch with you, and you're
on
still
other
like
platforms.
Yeah, there'll be other ways, and like if TikTok was to like be taken away, for example, people would go to the Instagram, they'll be like, oh, what happened to that green haired girl? Like, oh, what's she doing now? And then brands would be like, oh, like, I know it'll be okay, but it's not sustainable like financially at the moment. Like some months it is, some months it's not, but for now I'm absolutely fine.
Have you got any plans, like any big plans coming up? Maybe.
Shouldn't have said.
Maybe.
It's so horrible because I'm the worst person to be like, right, we're doing this, you can't announce it till that. I'm like, do you know who I am? Like, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. But yeah, there are exciting things coming up.
Okay, perfect. So we'll keep a lookout.
I'm not allowed to say it's annoying.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll keep a lookout, and I'm sure everyone's just as excited. Thank you so much, Eden. Honestly, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Of course.